Was there anybody locally or that had an impact on you that made you want to do the rapping thing? Because like we've seen various people make it out of Sacramento or up north
locally,
in general.
you know what I'm saying? Within just my group segment and shit and the people I fuck with, you know what I'm saying? We got DC Snettos and we got Young Seco out there. You know, they were doing all their thing, you know, with the Brick Boys and shit. And I was fresh out getting into that. You know, they had shows already lined up and doing shit already. So I kind of like try to figure out where I could fit in, you know, or just squeeze myself in, boop, get some work, network, make certain connections, and just really see, you know, get in where I fit in type shit, you know, wiggle through this bitch.
But were you thinking about music as the way that you were going to get out the hood or make money, or were you looking at it as this is how I'm going to talk about what's going on in the streets and maybe even like talk about the people that are talking about my side?
I felt like it was more of like not even to get at the people that are talking about my side, but to be a voice in general. You know what I'm saying? To speak for every race. You know, anyone that's been through some type of struggle or done felt the type of pain that I felt, you know what I'm saying, growing up in my environment shit, I want to appeal to them people, whether it's my opposition or not. You know what I'm saying? If you know it's real if they fucking with it. If your opposition or somebody is telling you like they fuck with that shit, it's because they actually feel your lyrics. So in the end, I use that as like a little notebook. Like, this is gonna be my personal outlet to let my voice be heard. But not only my voice, everybody else's.
Is there anybody that you don't get along with that you actually think the music is good enough that you listen to it?
No, I don't. I ain't never listened to none of my opposition's music or anybody that I don't fuck with. I never listened to their shit unless it like came across like on the page. You know what I'm saying? But I done seen a few rappers and shit that be doing their thing and whatnot. You feel me? Pushing they shit, and I see them get their little motion and shit. That's cool and shit. But you know what I'm saying? I salute.
Definitely. So when it comes to like you getting into the music side of things, was that kind of like the end of you getting in trouble, or are you still kind of going back and forth and all that shit throughout this period of your life?
Still trying to find myself, still trying to figure it out. So of course, I'm still seeking. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said as a kid, trying to find my way. This has been like my whole life type shit. Just trying to find my way, see where my balance is at, and figuring out what the fuck do I need to do for me to grow as a person. So yeah, it was kind of like that for the most of the period of time. You feel me?
Definitely. So when do you feel like you started to actually have some success with the music, or like people really started to tap in?
I'll say one of my first videos is called oh no, matter of fact, it started off with a single that I did. I had a little distribution deal at the time with GT Digital. That's Gold Toes out of Frisco.
Oh,
but it was
Gold Toes.
It wasn't like a strict contract or nothing. It was basically a year distribution deal. You feel me? And I could drop whatever I wanted to drop on his platform, and I could still drop on my shit. You feel me? Through my own shit. So I first made my first song. It's called Militant Mindset. You know what I'm saying? And basically, I'm just talking about the hardships in America, the struggles of the oppressed people, of what we have to go through and what it's like, you know, to endure that. And putting that one out, I just had a little, it was pretty simple cover, you feel me? It was just me posted up, Cesar Chavez in the back, Malcolm X, a bunch of freedom fighters. Basically, the overall message was just like, you know, having that militant mindset, you know what I'm saying, against the government, against all who try to oppress my people. And when I say my people, I ain't talking gangs. I'm just talking about the race overall, all minorities, you know what I'm saying? I put that out, boom, started getting hella love from that shit. Hella people started tapping in, young, old, man, we like that militant mindset, man. That shit was giving me like pop vibes, and like I love the message, you feel me? And that's what really like, oh, yup, I need to do something with this shit. So my next one was called Closer to My Dreams. Closer to My Dreams is another one that touches on more political and struggle topics, you feel me? So that one I followed up with that, and I actually made a visual to that with my boy Shimo Media. Shout out my nigga Shimo. We made that video. It was around the time a young black male died out there in Sacramento, California, in his backyard. They mistaken his phone for a gun, and he was in his grandmama's backyard. You know what I'm saying? They shot him multiple times. So they had a lot of aggression out there in my city, you feel me? So we went out there, you feel me, on the fluke one day, and it was popping, and we made a video right then and there because it fit the subject that I was talking about. So that one got a lot of reactions. Boom. We capitalized off that, went to another one called Only Lord Knows. Shot that with Shimo Media too. So all three subjects, really, what I started off of was those topics that I told you about.
And that's really interesting to me because, you know, I grew up listening to a lot of like NWA, Public Enemy, shit like this that had like real social commentary. A lot of times when I look at the music game now, it feels like it's very hard for artists to get on by talking about that kind of shit that a lot of times the audience really wants to hear about street shit, crash out shit.
Real shit,
why,
shit.
Why do you think that was able to catch on as far as your music early on?
Honestly, you know what? I've probably just a support system or me representing the way I was, because you know, people would see me doing a lot of political shit. Like, you know, I was being an advocate and doing policy down there at the Capitol, and we would go out there and politic with a few legislators and see how we could get certain bills passed for our people and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think by my fans and supporters seeing me doing it and talk about it, it had more weight to it. You feel me? It was more meaning. So I felt like they're like, damn, this was like, you know what I'm saying? He goes crazy. Plus, I'm young. I was fresh out of YA. So I was like 21 years old.
Yeah, like if the audience feels like you're talking about social issues because you're just trying to use it to get somewhere in your career, I feel like that's kind of like a death sentence. But if they believe that you actually really genuinely feel strongly about these issues, that could probably be a good thing.
Yeah, it's got to mean something. Your shit got to hold weight. You can't just be talking about it and like not even coming from it or lived it or seen it. You know what I'm saying? You got to have at least one of those. I mean,
I've seen a lot of people who are talking a bunch of ignorant ass shit, and then at some point they realize it's just not going to work, so they kind of like switch over to like activist mode.
Yeah, it's too late.
And almost never do I actually see the fans. Like a lot of times I'll know them, I'll be happy for them, but then I see that the fans don't really gravitate towards it.
Yeah. You're like, okay, I'm proud of you, man, but pat on the back, but I don't think your fans fucking with it.